Meet Chemar Holder on Anything Cricket. Let's talk.
Vision is now included in the OneSpot Media subscription package. It's simple. Search for onespotmedia.com, then log in, scroll over to the Live TV and Radio tab, and select CVTV from the drop-down menu and watch the latest in Caribbean culture, news, and sports. It's that simple. Vision is now on OneSpot Media. Subscribe today.
onespotmedia.com.
Today, our special guest is Chemar Holder, who has been recently selected for the West Indies senior team to tour England. Congratulations to you, Chemar. And welcome to Anything Cricket Let's Talk for the second time.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me also.
We've got Wayne Holder as well, and Wayne, I believe you are probably just as proud as Chemar over his recent selection.
Well, you put it correctly, just as proud, but I'm proud and happy for him. You know, I happen to be close enough to have observed Chemar's career and know of the determination with which he's gone about this quest, and also knowing that this is the fulfillment of a dream, you know, and the culmination, well, to get to this level at least, to a process that would have started quite a way back. I can remember the very first time I saw this little youngster. Well, I saw him playing cricket. I bowled to him in the gap and the likes. But the first time I would have seen him playing representative cricket would have been somewhere around Chemar, around 2010 at the LT Gay Primary School in the Herman Griffith tournament, opening the bowling for LT Gay, and believe it or not, opening the bowling himself and Dominic Drakes, who back at that time, you know. And I also happen to know that Chemar loved, at that time, batting. He loved batting. His mom and his dad would testify to the long hours that they would have spent bowling to him while he batted. So I would have only seen that side of things. But I was on holiday, I think it was around 2010, speak subject to correction. And the Herman Griffith tournament was about to begin, and Chemar was playing for LT Gay. So this was my first time seeing him playing organized cricket. And I watched the game, and he bowled quickly. Not with a lot of control, but quickly. And I recall, myself and his dad were watching the game. And I recall these words to his father. I says, Mark, this boy is a fast bowler. Forget that bat, I think. You know, and ever since then, the direction has gone. I'm not so sure that he's very pleased with me for saying that, but ever since the direction has gone in the area of fast bowling, and his bowling has developed from then. And I guess he would have seen where it could lead. And I said, a lot of work has gone in, and this is where it ends. So I too would like to say congratulations for the purposes of Anything Cricket Let's Talk.
And for the purposes of the viewers of Anything Cricket, if you want to clarify that connection, we recognize that you bowled him in the gap, you watched him play the primary school competition. What's the connection, man?
Well, Chemar is the son of my younger sister. I've got two sisters, and his mother, Cheryl, is the younger of those two sisters. So we would have all grown up in the same house, basically. And well, Chemar much later than me.
Surely.
By the time Chemar came along, I would have left home and embarked on my own exploits away from home. But Cheryl, the younger of my two sisters, she was the last to be at home. and Chemar was actually born in the family in the family home.
Okay, so I remember last year, and this is more focusing now on the response from Chemar. I remember sometime last year after Chemar had done pretty well. I think it was a couple of 18 games or something like that. And, many people were excited, including other family members. And I remember you said, Wayne, that no need to rush him to the higher level. Let him play more first-class cricket, and you're going to have a better product. So I'm going to throw this question to Chemar. No, Chemar, to what extent are you satisfied, let's say, with the timing of this selection in terms of your readiness to step up?
Looking back at the development and the process that I have made from the first time I played regional, I would say that last year, leading into this year for the regional tournament, that I just did developing, that I see a big improvement in my bowling. I was working very hard towards it, so I would say that I see a big improvement. So I would say that the step that I took from the first time I played to now was a big step. So I'm ready.
I'm going to take you back, Chemar Slade, Philip, to 2016, when you were fortunate to get that call up to the West Indies under 19 as a replacement to go to Bangladesh to take up a place in the West Indies under 19 team at the Cricket World Cup. It was 2016 the beginning of your thrust to which way you are today?
Yes, I would say yes, because looking at it, I was only 17 going into a regional tournament with all those guys who had already played first class cricket, who already had a number of games and a number of cricket under the belt, meaning that they're mature to the game. I was now coming about, just playing off of talent and what I have known for that period of time. I was still young to the game, still learning also. So I would say that that's where everything has started, because that cricket was also hard and tough mentally and physically.
A journey, as I said, began there. Tell us about that journey, though. A number of things have happened between 2016 and 2020. You would have been exposed to a number of various coaching programs. You went on to play first class cricket and the likes. Could you take us through that passage from 2016 till now?
I would say all began with club cricket. I started out playing with the combined schools. That's where it started. I had a good season for the combined schools. Played against UE. Coach Florifa saw me against UE, and I had took a few wickets against his side. And he approached me and talked to me, and we had a good discussion. And that's where it led to playing for CCC in the regional tournament. After the regional tournament,
this was the Super 50.
Yeah, it's Super 50. Yeah,
in St. Kitts.
In Kitts. So after the tournament, I had a good performance in one of the games against Windward Islands. We were on the back foot where we only scored a small total. We only had a small total playing board, and I can remember telling him that tonight is my night. That I'm feeling that tonight is going to be a good night for me, and that I will put up my hand and do well for the team. And so happened that I took 5 and we won the game. And then from there, I think that's where it all lift off. It went to the papers all over the internet. Young fast bowler, only 17. It, took all of these wickets against when we're helping CCC.
I got one of Philip's favorite batsmen out too, Devon Smith.
So I would say that that's really lift off. Came back home. Just relaxing, and then receive a call at school. And then when they answered the phone, I was told that I am a replacement for the Under 19 World Cup. And I couldn't believe it, because going back before regional, Um, regional Super 50. It was regional on the 19 in Jamaica. I didn't do that great. I didn't make the camp, so I wasn't I didn't have the mindset where that it would have happened because I wasn't a part of the reserves. I wasn't a part of the camp, so I wasn't looking for a call saying that I replaced someone at the youth level because I wasn't a part of anything. But looking back at it, it was a good experience. We ended up turning out to winning the tournament, and from there it lifted off. I went to England after the World Cup with Hampshire. Did some work down there, and then I came home early and played in a President 11 team against India in St. Kitts. That also went well for me. So I think from there that's where my journey began.
Well, yes, it was
But even if I
from.
may jump in here just a sec though, because you touched on the under 19 competition, and you would have partnered with Alzari Joseph. I think many people remember that amazing performance by the under 19 team, and saw it as a partnership, really, yourself and Joseph, causing all sorts of problems. Since then, you've probably played more against him than with him. Are you excited by the prospect of possibly teaming up with him again?
Yeah, I'm quite happy. We've been in contact since we talked to last night. So yeah, I'm quite happy. Every time we share information with each other, we get along. I also roomed him in a couple A team warm-up games and stuff. So, and I also play with him in Super 50 when I play for the emerging team, in West Indies B team. So yeah, we get along quite well with each other. We like a family. So
Is he as
I'm looking
quiet as he
forward.
appears to be? He appears to be a very I don't want to use the word timid, that may give the wrong impression. He's no doubt about his
Reserve.
aggression with the ball. But in terms of his personality, what you see on the field comes across as a pretty timid person. Is he really like that?
Reserved.
Reserved. Thank you, Wayne. Timid and fast bowling don't really go together.
He's quite the same way in person, but he's nice. You could approach him, you could talk to him, he would talk to you. You don't really see him smile a lot, but he's good. He's quiet. So yeah, he's not the same in person. He might look the same in person, but you can actually go to him and talk, and he would talk to you, and you can have a good conversation with him.
I have my first memory of Zari Joseph Chemar. I don't know if you recall. You would have asked me to pick up Zari Joseph from the hotel while he was in transit to, I think it was a West Indies assignment. But he came through Barbados. He was staying at the Accra Hotel. And you had asked me to collect him and bring him down to the St. Leonard School, where you were part of the barber shop set up down there, yourselves and the instructor, Mr. Sears, David Sears. And Azari wanted to get a haircut. and I would have picked him up from the hotel and brought him down to St. Leonard's. He was a hit down there. I mean, all the youngsters were all enthused about this is Azari Joseph from the legs. But what I can tell you, he did not say 2 words to me on the trip to St. Leonard's and back to the Accra Hotel. It may be hi and goodbye. I think there were those 2 words that he would have said to me. So yeah, very, very quiet guy. Yeah.
In fact, when you talk about the interesting way that you mentioned the program at St. Leonard's with that barbering program with Serve, because I know him pretty well, and we've had many a conversation about cricket, and I know he thinks very highly, speaks very highly of you, Chemar.
Yeah, looking back at my school days, my school journey. I've met him growing up in full farm. I guess, yeah, you had to do either barbering or drama, I think it was. So I chose barbering. I wasn't really on the drama, the acting side. So yeah, I chose barbering, and then from there we just born because I was into track and field. So we just born, we discussed, we had conversations about school and track and field and stuff. and also cricket. He would stop by and watch a few games and stuff. And to this day, he still cuts my hair. We still chill. We still talk and everything. So it's like he's part of the family now. So
But yeah, he was thrilled when he spoke about your selection, as anyone could have been. So certainly you've got a really big supporter there. Who are some of the other people apart from your coaches? I know your coaches would have been impactful. I know that you've got top-notch family support, no doubt about that. But apart from family and the coaches, who are some of the other people along with Cyril who have been an influence on you?
I would say a lot of teachers at St. Leonard's. There's quite a few to name, but a lot of teachers at St. Leonard's, give me the support, give me the help. Cause I remember when I was playing the regional Super 50, I still had CXCs. I was doing English at K level, and this one teacher, she always helped me, make sure that I get through the word. I did some work on tour and stuff to get my my SBS finished. So I got a lot of help from the teachers at school when I was out of the island playing cricket.
Has anyone ever discussed the legacy of your school in connection with cricket? If you remember, one of the current Barbados selectors, Ryan Hines, also would have played. He would have been selected for the Barbados team even while at school, if you recall him.
Yes, very much so. And Ryan Hines, I think I'd be safe in saying the first St. Leonard's boy to make it at the international level. So Chemar basically following in his footsteps.
Is that something that has been mentioned at school, that has come up for discussion, or you're not aware? Chemar?
Yes, I've known that Ryan Hines had passed through St. Leonard's and move on to play international cricket. So it's always been on my mind, knowing that we're not really recognized because they would say that St. Leonard's is a low school or something like that. But it's good to see that it don't matter where you're from, it don't matter what country you're from, anything like that anything can happen once you put your work in.
Well, I would think anybody who assesses St. Leonard's in that way would not be doing that from a position of knowledge, because the school has excelled in a number of areas. I'm even reluctant to call some of those areas because they may forget, but some that jump out at me would be music, Spanish have done extremely well, and of course in various aspects of sport. So
football.
Yeah, that's why I said various aspects of sport, because football as well, and also a couple of other sports where students have excelled. And I personally know quite a few people who have been my colleagues over the years who were educated there. So I understand where you're coming from, and I can understand why you would say that. But those who would assess the school in that way, it would be from a position of not knowing. I wouldn't say ignorance, a position of not knowing.
Chemar, you mentioned about being involved in track and field, and it's also been highlighted about your level of fitness and your willingness to train and to put in the extra work. A lot of track and field involves preparation that we would not normally associate with cricket generally. Do you think that exposure to the track and field program would have played a significant part in your your insistence on being as fit as you can be?
Yes, I believe it played a part. I was an athlete before I became a cricketer. I had to choose between the two, and I was more distant rather than a sprinter. So I would say the workouts and all the work I had to do in track and field helped me know that I play cricket, and fitness to me is a big thing. So I take it seriously. So I would say that track and field can help. The transition from track and field and cricket was quite easy. I didn't find it hard at all.
And tell me something. The COVID-19 shutdown. Coming on to the end of the regional first class season, when you were doing it as well, you were in form, you were on a roll, the momentum was there, and then everything shut down one time, and then you were away from the field of play, and I believe that it would have also affected your training regime. How did you manage through that period, Doctor? And do you think that you are at a stage of preparedness now for this upcoming assignment in England?
I would say yes, because yes, it was a tough period. Yes, everything shut down. We had a curfew and stuff. We couldn't do the normal, but I stayed focused. Did a few home workouts. Still take a jog or two around the block, and just getting any type of fitness, any type of workout I could have done. I just got it in early.
I hope you weren't breaking the curfew though.
No, I made sure that I was back in before the time.
But okay, all right. The you spoke about that. Let's return to that 2016-2020 passage, and you talk about going to Hampshire. I think that would have been something arranged through the Barbados Cricket Association.
Yes, it was.
And then okay, so let's go from there. You said Hampshire, and we're continuing that passage, that 2016-2020 passage.
It was Hampshire, and then after Hampshire, it was President 11 against India. Then I came back home, and I think after that I went to Australia.
Again through the BCA?
Yes, through the BCA. Played some club cricket down in Australia. Did well. And then I returned home and I played my first. Then I debuted against Guyana at Kensington Oval.
That was a fairly exciting match, wasn't it? If I recall.
Yes, it was. Not expecting, but knowing the work and knowing the work I put in when I went to Australia, the setup, it was a very good setup. The Darlington Academy, it was a very good setup. It was well structured in terms of fitness and in terms of fitness and cricket. So I would say it helped me a lot returning home. I was feeling good. I was feeling fit and strong. So I was ready when I got the call that I was in the team.
What was the outcome of that? Remind me.
I was quite nervous the first couple of overs, but coming on, I had a lot of help from the guys. So coming down, I took a few wickets. I got 5 the first innings. I got 5 the first innings and 3 the second innings. So it was a good first class game for me on my debut.
Good to start. So you have debuted now for Barbados. Let's continue.
Right. So I debuted for Barbados, and then after that, was I think the camp in Antigua, leading up to a series, try series against England Lions and India A.
And this was where?
That was in England. They played in England, yeah. Going down to England. Going to England. Never played in England actually. I just had a few games under my belt when I went to Hampshire. I played for the MCC Young Cricketers. So I just had a few games, knowing how the atmosphere and how the pitches played in England. But I was quite confident in myself, knowing my ability. So we played a few one-day games and 3 4-day games, 4. 3 against India A and 1 against Surrey. The one-day tournament went well for me. I got a few wickets in the games, and then the 4-day games went well. Also, the first game I took 4 wickets, and I was partnered by Sherman Lewis. So we both had a good um, we both had a good 18 series. Coming back home from the 18 series, I think it was 50 over cricket again, and then I went on to a warm-up game, I think, against England.
Mhm. So what Philip, if I may tell you, the reason why I'm pursuing this line of questioning, if I can use that term, Philip, is that I hear a lot of people speak about Chemar, and they talk about his exploits this season in the regional PCL and his 36 wickets. Little has been said about all this preparation, his exploits having played in England for the West Indies 18, trip to Australia, training in Australia in different conditions, trip to Hampshire, representing the West Indies 18, as recently as last October 2019, and being the leading bowler for the 18 versus a very, very powerful India A batting lineup. So as I said, I deliberately went down this line to let viewers know that Chemar Holder is really not a fly-by-night that just dropped down out of a tree. This thing has been, this progress has been ongoing for over a 4 or 5 year period, you know. So I just want to clear that up, that the 36 wickets, yes, that would have sealed the deal, you know. But there was a passage that led to this point in time. And Chemar, having made the West Indies squad, you've only made the 15, well 14 in this case. You still haven't played your first test match. So do you consider this just another stage on the journey, or as far as you're concerned, this is it?
I would say it's just another level. It's just another level. Just going forward. When I do play my first game, you know, I really get the experience, really feel how international cricket is in terms of toughness and how you cope and how you adapt to it. Because I know it's not easy. Hearing from some of the guys that already played at that level, I know it's not easy. So I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I'm hoping that everything goes well.
And how do you consider having played at the 18 level? And also you would have also had the opportunity to play in England against tough opposition. You mentioned against India A, you mentioned against the England Lions, and also a few county teams. How does this exposure to the English conditions, you think, really help to prepare you for this upcoming series?
Yes, the conditions are quite different from the Caribbean in terms of pitch wise. You know, we got more grass. The pitches are better. Margin for error is small based on the level of experience and professional level of experience that the batsmen have, the English batsmen have. So I know my margin for error is quite small. So it's a lot tougher on me as a bowler going into this series.
A few people, Philip again mentioned your coaches that you would have passed through over the years. And I'm sure that there are a few people who have helped you along the way. Would you like to single out or name any particular people who you thought that were particularly helpful in your development and your progress?
I could go back from on the 13 playing for Passage Road. Richard Clark always been giving me advice, always been helping me from that level up to now. Even when I play my first class games, he watched majority of them. He will always message me and give me feedback and let me know what he and what's his thoughts on how the game went and what he see or what he think that he could have done different. Also call his skin to this day. He's still in contact with me. He was a part of St. Leonard's cricket team in terms that he helped coaching. You know, he come and help coach a few times. Going forward, all the coaches at the BCA, I would say, for their help, their support, even up to now. They still give me a lot of help, a lot of support. I know anything I want help with, they will help me with. So yeah, I just want to say a thank you to all everybody out there who helped me through my journey.
This association with Collis King, or Collis King more known as a hard-hitting batsman, outstanding fielder, and he also was a bowler of some repute, very good all-rounder. But you the fast bowler, and do you think that Collis's involvement was more of a mentorship, or was he able to train you in technical areas?
He gave me a few tips on bowling when it was at St. Leonard's, and also a few tips on batting. And then he also gave me a lot of advice, knowing that he had played the game at the highest level. He also gave me a few advice coming up. So I thank him for that.
I don't know if I could ever live down those words that I would have said to your father watching you at Sharon in 2010. When I said him, Mark, this boy is a fast bowler, forget the batting. And we talked a lot about your bowling. Your batting, obviously, is an integral part of your game. I dare say that any cricketer who wants to be at the professional and international level in this time has to be able to handle himself with the bat. How much work, how much interest, how much importance do you apply to your batting?
I would say I bat when I have to. I don't do it much, but I bat when I have to. I had a few balls at practice when I feel the need to or when I'm feeling to. But I would say like batting is coming along quite well at this point.
And how is it going to be to leave your fish, your parrots, and your beloved Kane? Well, first of all, you can tell Philip and the listeners who is Kane.
Kane is my dog, my American bulldog. I don't think it would be tough. I use my animals for when it's a tough time in terms of they bring joy to me because I love animals. I think they'll be quite well. You know, the family look after them well when they leave, so they'll be quite well.
Well, you know that I will not be feeding Kane.
Let me slip in. If I can slip in there, you were talking about those people who have been an influence to you, and I know from our previous discussions and so on, they well publicized the impact your grandmother has had on you. So that must be, I guess, a pretty emotional time for you, knowing that she can't be here to celebrate with you.
Yeah, that also play a part, because I know if my grandmother was here right now, maybe if it wasn't for the virus, she would be taking a flight down to England to watch me play. You know that for sure. Or when I got the call, I know she would be in the house jumping up and clapping and just being very happy for that, to see me coming up and achieving my goals, and also giving me a lot of advice and helping me anything I want right now. So she have to be smiling in heaven.
I can tell you, when you talked earlier about coming through the various stages and that people may only relate to the 36 wickets this season, but then you seem to have forgotten that conversation we had some time ago. That is one of the reasons why Anything Cricket Let's Talk was born, because we all love to talk about cricket in the region, but we can't be everywhere. And there's a lot that we don't know. So therefore, we have to depend on each other. We have to depend on resource people. And Anything Cricket Let's Talk seeks to inform and seeks to make people aware. So we would have brought Chemar to the viewers of Anything Cricket Let's Talk early this year, around the halfway point of the season. And over the year or so that we've been around, we have also had chats with a number of other cricketers. Kevin Hodge, there's also Jordan from Wilby, and a number of other cricketers who have appeared on the show. So you're quite right. Sometimes, you know, as cricket lovers, we don't have the time, or the average cricket lover may not have the time to really delve into the history of some of these players. And that's what we attempt to do for them.
Oh, yes, very much so. And that is, again, as you said, the reason for Anything Cricket Let's Talk is about cricket information, bringing cricket to the people, bringing to the fore a few, well, I could say unknown names. Actually, I think Akeem Jordan would have been the very first person, the first cricketer that we would have had on. And he has also gone on to have done wonderful things for himself. He's now a name on the regional circuit, particularly in the white ball circuit. And, you know, it's almost a pity that with the resources, the rich resources, almost abundance of riches that Barbados has, he hasn't been able to really get an opportunity with the red ball, you know, and at the regional franchise level. I still think that he has the potential if he could only get the opportunity. So yes, Anything Cricket Let's Talk is all about bringing talent to the fore, bringing the personalities to the fore, especially the ones not so well known.
Well said, Wayne. But I think we've pretty much exhausted Chemar at this point in time, and we don't really want to overdo things. He's got to keep some energy left for that tour. So Chemar, before you go, I don't know if Wayne wants to very quickly, Wayne, just throw anything out or round up what you were talking about.
Well, whenever Chemar goes on a tour, on a tournament, and then embarks on a tournament, I always have a word of advice. I remember the last words I said to Chemar before he went through the departure lounge at the airport in 2016 going to Bangladesh is go and win the World Cup. He did. You know, he delivered. He won the World Cup. That was the last words I said to him. I've said other things to him since then. And today, my last words to him on his way to England, go to England and let the world see who you are.
Well said, Wayne Holder. We'll take a break on Anything Cricket. Let's go. That's our show. Thanks for watching. Join us again soon for another episode of Anything Cricket. Let's go.